Hey, hello guys. So welcome back to another session on our AWS bootcamp. So I'll give a couple of minutes for others to join, and after that we'll quickly begin. All right, let's begin with today's session. So in today's session, we'll just continue with the previous session, whatever we spoke. Let's share my let me share my screen. All right. So in the previous session, we created an SNS and we saw how to send a notification, right? So for the first step, we'll just recreate the same thing. Let me open the SNS and let me create a new topic. I create a standard topic and I'll put this MP topic and let everything else be the same. And then the second thing is let's create a subscription like how we created yesterday. And it is also going to be a email, and I'll give this test email. Let me create this subscription. I'll open my Gmail. Let me confirm this. Now once this is done, I should be see this as confirmed. So if I send any message, hi from SNS. So this is done. Let's see if I received the email. We see here I received an email. So this is a step which we did yesterday, right? So what we will do now is we'll create a lambda function that is going to do the same, right? So we'll create a lambda function. That lambda function will be calling the function that is responsible for sending email. We'll be referring the required topic name, and once that is done, you should be seeing something similar to this. All right, so let's go to lambda, search lambda here. Let's click on create function. I'll put SNS test. I'll go with the latest Python version and let everything be the same. So we'll create a new role. So in this session, we'll be seeing on what is the role for this particular session. Okay, now let's create a function. When there's a requirement, I'll show you. So initially we are going to face some access denied issues. So let's face that issue and then see what is the solution for that. So first thing is, if you had followed the DynamoDB creation thing using the Python which we did in the local machine, we used a library called as Boto3, right? So that's the same thing that we have to use here also. And let's do this. So let's import Boto3, and for SNS there is a similar kind of a client that we have to create. So let's search it in the Google. So this is the official documentation from AWS. So let's copy this and paste it here. So now we have initiated the instance of SNS, right? So now what we have to do is we have to publish a message into the required topic. So this is the topic ARN. So here we have to publish a message. So for publishing, let's see what function they are given. So this is the publish method. So let's copy this entire code snippet. Let's come here and paste it. Now we'll fill only the required part, right? So topic ARN, what this is the topic ARN. Let's copy this, and target ARN is not required in this particular context. And there is, if it is a SMS, we can mention the phone number. So this, since it is not an SMS, let's not put the phone number here, and let's put the message that we are trying to put, and let's put something like a new video has been uploaded. So if you remember this task which we were talking yesterday, so this particular requirement is whenever there is a new video that has been uploaded in S3, we should be sending a notification to our customers like there is a new video has been uploaded, so just check out, something like that, right? So that is a thing I have written here. Let's put a subject new video uploaded, and let's put movie. Let's put as a movie, and everything else let's remove. Only these things are required. And once this is done, let's print whatever that we get from the SNS, and let's run it. If you see here, we are getting an error called as not authorized to perform this publish message. So if you see here, they have mentioned a role. You can think something like this: we are the root user. How come we don't have access to execute this Lambda, right? So here is the thing: this particular Lambda function can be accessed by whomever we give access. So this Lambda does not is not assigned with any particular user. It is assigned with a role. All right. So what is the difference between a role and a user? Let's go to understand that. Let's go to IAM. So let's go to IAM. So this is a role that was created by the Lambda function itself while we create the Lambda. So let me explain what is a role and what is a user. So a user is someone who can log into AWS and he has his own access key, secret key, those kind of stuffs. What if there is no person? User is something that is attached with a physical person, right? So what if there is not a person? So in that case, we'll go with the roles. So when do we use roles? So example, we now have a Lambda function. This Lambda function must not have access for the entire AWS itself, right? It must be having access only for whatever functionality that we are trying to achieve. So for this particular Lambda, we need to give access only for SNS, right? So for doing that, let's go to this particular role and we can add a permission and attach a policy. So as you see here, there is already one basic policy attached. This is the default policy that is created while we create the Lambda itself. So what are all policies they will be attached here is, so in the previous session itself, we have seen whenever we run the Lambda, we can see the logs whatever that is Lambda is generating. So even for this, a Lambda has to be given permission for this role. So in this role, this right axis, this CloudWatch right axis is already there. So that is the reason our Lambda function is able to write the logs in this CloudWatch logs. I hope this one is clear, right? So similarly, we need to give access for publishing a message into SNS. So for doing that, let's go to attach policy, and for simplicity purpose, I'm going to give SNS full access. So it means that it has all the access whatever the SNS is providing. So these are all the accesses that that comes under this SNS full access, right? So if you see here, send SMS text message, this is a function that is going to be responsible for us to publish a message. I hope that is the one. And okay, let's see. I'll collapse this and I'll just give add permission. So once we have done this, it is attached with this particular role. So if we execute this now, it may take some time. Let's wait. Yeah, okay, now it has sent the message. So let's go to our email and confirm if we received it. Yeah, if you see here, a new movie has added, a new movie has been uploaded. So this is the subject and this is the message that we sent. So now our task 1 is completed. So what is our entire task is, we need to upload a file to S3. That S3, whenever it is uploaded, we need to send a notification to our customers, right? So for doing that, let's do this. Now let's open S3 and let's create a bucket. As you all know, this must be unique. I know this is a unique because yesterday only I created it and then deleted it as well. And let's keep everything as a private thing, so we are not going to upload anything public here for this time. So let's create it and let's wait until it's done. This must be quick. Yeah, it is created. So we have our bucket ready now. So here is the thing. So let's create a folder. As you all know, like yesterday itself I told you, there is nothing called as a folder here, but there is only a slash. For UI purpose, they will allow this particular thing. So let's create a folder. In this particular folder, we are going to upload a file. All right, let me open if I have any video file ready. Okay. This is an MP4, right? So what we will do is, whenever inside this folder a MP4 file is added, we need to call a Lambda function. So this is a Lambda function. So we need to add a trigger for that. All right, this is something called as a trigger that we will be if you started working in AWS Lambda, you will be working on it quite often. We'll be hearing this trigger word quite often. So I am not going to upload it just yet. Let's create the trigger first. And let's go to this. We'll go to the properties. You can see something called as an event notification. So we'll click on create event notification. We'll click movie added, And what is the folder that we just created? Movie is the folder that we created. Let's put movie and put slash as well. And whatever the file that is uploaded inside this movie, it will be creating a trigger, and we want only for the mp4 format files. So if the file is an mp4, only then we want to create a trigger. So here is the part where we have to give if what are all the events that we have to send a notification to Lambda. So in our case, we need whatever object is created, we need to create a trigger. So let's leave everything else aside and come to this part. So in this part, we can select our test SNS test. We are selecting lambda function, we are choosing a lambda, and we are selecting the lambda function that we just created. Let's click on this lambdas, save changes. So you can see here successfully created a event notification, and you can also see it here. So this is the name, this is the prefix, and this is a suffix. So let's open CloudWatch here, and let's keep it for last 1 minute. There is no logs here, and only now what we'll do is let's come back here. Now let's upload, and let me add the file again. Let's see what we are getting. We should be possibly getting an email if that had worked. We did not receive it yet, so let's go to CloudWatch. Let's see if we received any trigger. We did not receive it yet, so that means that it may take some time. Let's give a couple of minutes and upload again, because the trigger may take some time. By the time, let me make sure the file name is right. v.mp4. I think this is good. Let's wait. Let me delete this file. Let's try again. Let's go and edit and see. I don't know if I missed anything. For simplicity purpose, let me remove this. Let's try again now. So whatever object that is being added inside this particular bucket should be raising a trigger. Let's confirm it. We did not receive any event, right? Okay. Let's upload the file again. I'll delete this file now for now. Okay. No, okay, now I got a event. This is not an event. Yeah, I received it. Yes, if you see here, I received an email. I think I missed some configuration in that. Let us check later. So this is the success status. You can see the success score as 200. And so this is a task one, right? So whenever there is a new video that is going to be uploaded inside this bucket, we are going to send a notification to our customers like this particular file has been uploaded. So what if we need to say what is the file name as well? So you can get this as an event in the Lambda function. So you can print it. So let us print and see what are we getting. Let's upload the file again. Yeah, so this is the event that we are receiving. So let's see what is in this object. Let's open JSON viewer. So you can see this is a list, so you can go inside this particular list, and here is the file name, right? A folder slash the file name. So we can display this also if we need, in case if we need this file name, we can also display that. So for doing that, we can easily parse that while reading the object name. So reading the event, this is going to be the event name. Let's save it as a object file path, and this path we can send it as an subject as well. So let's see if this works. So how does this work is, this record is a outer object. So this, since it is a list, I am putting it as a first index, and then this is this object is s3, and then under this we are going inside object, and inside this we are going inside key. So that is a thing here. So we are going inside each and every objects. So let's run it. Let's try to upload the file again, and let's see if we are receiving with the file name. I'll upload the file again. Let's close it. Let's go to this again. Yeah, so if you see here, we are receiving the file name as well. Let's go to the email, and if you see here, a new movie and the file path has been added, and what is some movie name as well. So these are the kind of things that you can play around, right? So this is also done. So one final thing before we wind up this session, I'm going to give you one final tips also. Let's go to our slide here. So we have, see, previously we saw send a notification that a new video has been uploaded, right? So that is what we just saw now. We used the SNS, we used the Lambda, and we used the S3. So using this, we'll be doing that. Similarly, we have one more scenario. Send a reminder to recharge every month. So we are a subscription based model, right? And Netflix is a subscription based model. So here they need to recharge for every 1 month. So if they suppose if their plan is every 1 month, they need to recharge, right? So for those customers, we need to send a reminder like every month or so. So how can we do that? There is an option for doing that in AWS as well. That is a very simple service. So I am going to show you on a very high note, and I want you guys to try that out by yourself. So if you see search event bridge, you'll be able to go to this rules. So once this is open, you can click on this rules, and here you can create a new rule. So let's put a reminder, and let's put the same thing. This is not a required thing, so even though I'm putting it, and let's create a schedule. And there is something called as a cron job, right? So what I'll do is I'll put something here. And if you see here, it is showing whenever that is whatever is the next time of a trigger. So it shows that in our time midnight 1 a.m. this is going to be sending a event to whatever service that we are attaching at the end. All right. So this is a cron based thing. So this is a minute. If I put 0 here, this is going to be 1. Suppose every day evening 4 o'clock, if I want to send every month evening 4 o'clock, if I want to send a notification. So this is for every day. So if it is for every month, I think it should be okay. This is for every year. Okay, let's find out that later. So if you want to learn more about it, there should be some documentation for understanding this cron job. So for simplicity purpose, let's put send a message for every day 4 p.m. right? So let's go to next, and here is the thing where you have to configure. Let's put a lambda, select lambda and select the lambda function. We'll create a new lambda function for doing this. Okay, I'll just select the same lambda and I'll delete it once for all. Skip the review and let's create the schedule. So once this is done, what this is going to do is this particular lambda will trigger our lambda function. Sorry, this particular event bridge rule will trigger a lambda function every day at 4 p.m. all right. So I want you guys to work on this cron job. So there is also there's one more place where you can send it. If you don't want a cron job, you can run it for every 5 minutes or something like that. So this is a rate based schedule. So here you can put every 1 minute. All right. So let's update like this and see so that we don't have to wait for that much time. Let's save the schedule. Let's go here and wait. So in 1 minute we should be able to receive an email. So let's wait for a minute. Quickly we go and refresh this lambda. I can see a trigger from S3, but we still did not get a trigger from cron job. Let's see why we did not get that. Let me close this. Let me close this. The trigger is there. If it does not work, let's see how to fix later. So let's see if, wait for another minute. Okay, it is triggered, right? We will not receive an email. Can you understand why? What is the reason for that? That's because we just made a mistake here by hard coding this particular object. So for S, only if there is a trigger from S3, this will work. If it's a trigger from SNS, we are not going to receive this kind of an object. So let's open this. So in this one we do not find anything called as a record, right? So that's the reason we are receiving this error. Maybe we'll try to remove these. and in the next iteration you should be receiving that email. I'll remove this as well. We'll put a message, please recharge. This is a reminder for you to recharge or something. I understand this is a very bad message for a reminder, but let's add this and recharge reminder. All right, let's save it. And in next 1 minute, I think we should not be facing any issues. Let's wait for a minute. And here it is. We should be receiving an email now. Here it is. So we received an email. So this is done. Let's quickly go and delete the scheduler. I'll click on delete, and we don't have any other schedules that is remaining, right? Let's close this. Let's go to this S3 bucket and we'll empty this bucket. And before closing this, let me show you how to remove the trigger alone first. If you delete the bucket, this is also going to be deleted, but anyway I'll show you this as well. So this is also done. Let's go quickly back to buckets. Let's click on the bucket and click on, okay, I have to empty the bucket. Let's permanently delete this, exit. Now delete the bucket as well. Now we successfully deleted the bucket. So what else did we create? We also created this lambda and we also created this SNS topic. Let's quickly delete the topic. Okay, first let's delete the subscription. Delete, then delete this topic. Delete me. And SNS is also deleted. Let's quickly go to lambda function, and if we refresh here, let's delete this trigger. Now let's come back. If we delete the lambda itself, the trigger is also anyway going to be going. I just want to show you in case if you want to delete the triggers alone. And let's click on actions, delete, and delete. This function is also deleted. In case if you want to delete the CloudWatch logs, that if you feel that this is also not required, so we are not going to be charged anything for this, but anyway I'll show you how to delete this as well. And that's it. I hope this particular session was useful for you guys, and this is the only week that you are going to be working on this bootcamp. So I'll give you the few tasks. I'll attach the Google Sheet for the task that we have to do for this week, and I hope this bootcamp is useful for you guys. And if you are able to follow up and do whatever task that I am mentioning, I think you should be good to go for working on any AWS task that covers this particular services that I mentioned. And I'll see you guys in another session in the next week. Until then, take care, and I'll see you guys in another session. Bye.